Welcome to the Week 14 NFL Power Rankings episode. Today I'm going to rank the luckiest 13 teams in the league, and at the end of the episode, we're going to spin the infamous curse wheel to see which team gets cursed. I am sorry about last week, Jets fans. This is the current playoff picture, and today in my power rankings, I have a few of these teams not even making the list. Who are they? Okay, spoiler, I'm not putting the Buccaneers on my list, even though they will host a home playoff game, likely. But it's just because they're terrible. Whoa, chill, Tom. You chose this team, this life, not me.
I have to hear one more time that you did this for the family.
I did it for me. I liked it. I was good at it, and I was alive.
Number 13, I've got the Commanders and Giants. And I'm breaking my own rule putting the Commanders here because they are on a bye week. But since you two teams love tying, how about you share the spot 13? Daniel Jones, in 5 more starts than Taylor Heineke, has just 2 more passing touchdowns. 11 to Taylor's 9. But if you put Terry McLaurin and Jahan Dotson on the Giants, Dan Jones probably has over 20 passing TDs this season. Saquon Barkley, who once led the league in rushing, now trails Josh Jacobs by 250 yards. Basically what I'm saying is you need to combine your roster to form one competent team to compete with the Eagles and Cowboys this season. Number 12, I've got the Baltimore Ravens. I lose a little respect for every NFL team that can only barely beat my Broncos. Lamar Jackson could miss a week or multiple weeks with his knee sprain, but honestly, he's been incredibly inconsistent after the Ravens' Week 3 thumping of the Patriots. Hell, he looked off in the Broncos game before exiting. 3 of 4 passing for 11 yards in that game. Them's Russell Wilson numbers, Lamar. Just 1 rushing touchdown since week 3 for Action Jackson, and I think the Ravens might benefit from a week or 2 with Tyler Huntley having time to prep for games. Number 11, the Raiders. I don't like doing this, but one of the worst teams from the first half of the season has ripped 3 straight wins, 2 against division rivals in the Broncos and the Chargers. 2 of those games went into overtime. Josh Jacobs has 6 games with 100 or more rushing yards this season, one of those being a 200 burger. Outside of sharing a first name with Josh McDaniels, I have nothing bad to say about Josh Jacobs. Devontae Adams is making his case for best receiver on earth again, and the really impressive thing about the Raiders' win streak is that they have done it without Darren Waller and Hunter Renfrow. And I don't know what happens when those guys come back. Today's episode is sponsored by Underdog Fantasy. Now, if you want to test your fantasy skills against me in a weekly league, download the Underdog app now or go to underdogfantasy.com and use my code THATSGOOD. There's a link below for this week's contest. I did finish first in one of last week's contests, so sorry about that, guys. Details to join and play against me this week are in the description, but they're usually 10-person, 6-round drafts that start as soon as the league is full. Prizes go to the top 3 finishers in those 10-person leagues. Now, if you want to test your brain for the pick'em games and live in one of the qualifying states, you can win up to 20 times your money. Build a pick'em entry with 2 to 5 players and guess higher or lower in stat totals for the week. Or pit 2 players' stats against each other in the Rivals contest. Just use my code THATSGOOD or the link below, and Underdog will double your first deposit up to $100. Number 10, I've got the Seattle Seahawks. Jesus' #1 supporter left Seattle, and for some reason, God opened a door for the team to come back into his graces. Outside of Tariq Woolen, I still don't trust the Seahawks defense. It's kind of crazy though, the 1 year Jamal Adams would have made a real impact, he's hurt. It will be your Achilles heel until you can draft Myles Murphy or Will Anderson if the Bears deal their #2 pick, Seattle. Until then, Geno Smith, who is a top 5 QB in the league, will carry the Seahawks into the postseason. He has the highest completion percentage in the NFL at 72.7, just 6 picks, and what makes his completion percentage impressive is his 8.1 yards per pass attempt. That average is tied with Patrick Mahomes for 3rd best, and most importantly, he has great chemistry with DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. Number 9, the Lions. Amon-Ra St. Brown, healthy. DeAndre Swift, healthy. As soon as those two guys got back into the mix, especially the Sun God, the Lions offense started working at a top 10 level again. Jamal Williams was great while Swift was injured, and Williams is an RB1 on about 24 other NFL team rosters, but I love when they split carries because their running style is so different. Williams has a special blend of speed and smash you in the face, while Swift, like his name, just glides through defenders. And check this, Detroit, you have passed the Eagles and now have the best red zone offense in the NFL, scoring 73.9% of the time with 34 red zone touchdowns. Aiden Hutchinson now leads all rookies with 37 pressures. I do have a stat correction though from the best and worst episode. I said James Houston had 3 sacks against the Jags. What I meant to say is Houston has 3 sacks in the last 2 games, and this mother licker has only played 17 snaps. He had 2 sacks on 5 snaps against Buffalo. Hey Detroit, play him more. Also, I've never seen Lions fans this happy in December. And I mean this with all sincerity. I think Amon-Ra St. Brown should be in the MVP discussion. Now I know due to his injury, his numbers aren't eye-popping, but it feels like the offense doesn't work without him. I love DJ Chark emerging as a true number 2 receiver, and Jared Goff is top 10 in passing touchdowns and passing yards. I want to see the Lions defense stop a truly great offense, but with the Vikings, Jets, Panthers, Bears, and Packers coming up, we may have to wait until the postseason for that matchup. Dan Campbell made Jameson Williams the highest drafted receiver to play special teams gunner in his debut. Dan Campbell is weird as fuck, but I shall not question him. Number 8, the 49ers. Sadly, the 49ers are cursed. As soon as Jimmy Garoppolo reaches peak acceptance, he shall suffer a season-ending injury. That's just how it's written. The 49ers are a game ahead of Seattle in a very winnable division. They still have the best defense in the league and enough playmakers that can carry Brock Purdy through the rest of the season. And I just learned Brock Purdy's nickname is Big Cock Brock, joining other great backups like Big Dick Nick and Horsecock Lock, meaning he'll either be a Super Bowl MVP by season's end or on the Seahawks roster next year. Personally though, I like Purdy Cock Brock. Number 7 is the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins' loss to the 49ers says more about the 49ers than it does about the Dolphins, a team I still have faith in moving forward, especially with the coach willing to admit when he fucks up. If there was one thing that gives me pause, it's their inability to run the ball. They exploded for nearly 200 yards rushing against the Bears, but in their last 2 games have only managed a combined 99 yards on the ground, including just 33 in the loss to San Francisco. Jalen Waddle was injured in the middle of the 49ers game, but it looks like he'll be good to go by next week for their pivotal matchup with the Chargers, which will decide once and for all if Tua or Justin Herbert is a better quarterback. That's it. No questions asked. After this Sunday, we just have to live with those results. Number 6, the Vikings. Congrats to the Minnesota Vikings, who in the last 2 weeks have managed to reclaim a positive point differential. More importantly, the Vikings have hit 10 wins already, and with their upcoming schedule against the Lions, Colts, Giants, Packers, and Bears, there's reason to believe this team will finish 14-3. You're gonna lose to the Lions, especially because none of those games are in prime time. Now, despite being the advanced age of 33, Harrison Smith has picked off 5 passes this year, already tying his career high, and he is the 3rd leading tackler on the team. I would say he's headed for his 7th Pro Bowl, but I'm not sure he's getting any love outside of Minnesota right now. I see you, Harrison. Number 5, the Cowboys. Now, I'm not rewarding the Cowboys for taking advantage of a collapsing Colts team in the fourth quarter. I'm rewarding them because they now have the 4th highest scoring offense in the NFL, and like a diet version of the Eagles, they can beat you with the run and the pass. And allowing just 17.2 points per game, they now have the stingiest defense in the NFL, trailing only the Broncos and the 49ers. And in the fourth quarter against the Colts, we all watched safety Malik Hooker return a Mo Alley-Cox fumble for a touchdown. Just an all-time classic example of a hooker having their way with an Alley-Cox. Number 4, I've got the Chiefs. I put you at number 1, and this is how you repay me, Kansas City? Well, I don't know why I'm doing this, but here's Cole DeRuse to break down your team's standing. The best Chiefs YouTuber on the planet, so make sure you subscribe to his YouTube channel. How about those Chiefs? Take it away, Cole.
Oh, hey there, Perna. I know, not the guy you want to see pop up in your video, the Chiefs guy. It was bound to happen though, because you kept leaving the Chiefs off of your power rankings. Although, to your credit, I think you put them at number 1 last week. Thanks for that, but you may have inadvertently cursed us without even having to use your dollar store wannabe Wheel of Fortune spin thing, because we lost to the Striped Tigers again for the 3rd time in the same year, and now the fan base who, if they were a character from a TV show, would be Hodor from Game of Thrones.
And I've heard all about Hodor.
Who dey? Will not stop spamming my comment section. Anyway, I was feeling pretty bad about the loss, wondering, will we ever beat this team? Then it made me realize something, and I felt a little bit sorry for you after this realization, because I know you've been asking the same question about the Chiefs for over 7 years. So yeah, we are 4th on your rankings, that's fine. The bigger question I have for you is this though. Will the Broncos' losing streak be extended to 14 in a row this Sunday, or will Mr. High Knees himself be able to score an actual touchdown and help put enough points on the board to earn the Broncos a W for the first time since Patrick Mahomes took the helm? Let me know. See you soon.
First of all, Cole, it's Walmart store, not dollar store. Second of all, Cole, you just got cursed. You just got cursed, buddy. How dare you talk about the wheel? I would not leave my house for a while if I were you. Number 3, I've got the Buffalo Bills. I hope this 10-day break helps you get healthy, Buffalo. You survived your second Thursday game in a row without left tackle Deion Dawkins, but I think he will return soon. I don't want to talk too much about the Bills out of fear I might curse them. I do want to give them some credit for playing the 3rd most difficult schedule thus far and emerging 9-3 through troubled waters. Their last stretch of the season is the 10th toughest in the league, including some pivotal matchups with the Dolphins and the Bengals on the docket. The Cincy game, of course, being the AFC Championship we sadly never got to see. Speaking of number 2, I've got the Bengals. You beat the Chiefs, number 1 last week. Joe Burrow may not be as physically gifted as Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen, but he's the calmest, coolest quarterback under pressure in the league. To me, Burrow seems like a guy who saw horrific things while away fighting for his country in war. He's one of the lucky, though, who didn't develop PTSD, and instead, he just can't be rattled during a football game because it doesn't compare to watching your best friend's head get blown off by a sniper nested in a clock tower, all while you've spent the last 3 days eating nothing but cockroaches to survive. He's that tough, that calm. The only 2 teams to hold the Chiefs to fewer points this season than the Bengals were the Bills and the Colts in both of Kansas City's other losses. And I love this photo of Joe Burrow hugging his sons after the game. Oh, that's so sweet. Number 1, it's the Eagles. You're back on top. Philly manhandled a default playoff team in the Titans. Here's what makes Philly dangerous. Unlike the Bears, Falcons, Ravens, and Browns, who are the only teams with more rushing yards than the Eagles this season, Philly can also actually throw the ball. Eagles, 5th most rushing yards, 15th most passing yards. Those other 4 teams, bottom of the rung in passing. Jordan Davis only played 6 snaps in his return, but his presence and health moving forward will be key for the Eagles and their defensive line. And I like the addition of Ndamukong Suh. I think that was a sneaky good move. He's played 60 snaps in 3 games, has helped beef up the run D, notched a sack, and he can help keep that rotation fresh down the stretch. Okay, now some of you think I'm the curse, not the wheel. Well, last week, the wheel took down the Jets. Okay, I did wear a Dolphins shirt on GPS, and I put the Chiefs at number 1. So 3 for 3. So maybe we're both the curse. If I'm the curse, who's the most cursed team in the NFL? Well, it's the Lions. And if I'm the curse, I can't curse a curse because those curses cancel out. Well, let's just test out the strength of the curses as I got the Lions here to curse, to cancel out their curse. And now we'll spin the wheel to see who gets it. I will not curse you, Detroit. A curse and a curse equals a positive. Who are you taking out, spin wheel? 8? Again? 8. The Niners. Shite. That means Brock, Big Cock Brock, might be following in the pantaloons of Horsecock Lock. Thanks for watching That's Good Sports. Please subscribe here on YouTube. Make sure you check out Cole's channel, and I'll be back tomorrow or the next day with another football video. So don't forget to watch more crap.